Welcome everyone to Your Soul's Well. I'm so happy to have you here with me. My name is Vivía, and today we're going to talk about the new moon in Leo happening on August 4th at around 4 a.m. Pacific time. So here's the chart. You can see that always whenever there's a new moon, the sun and the moon are together in the sky in the same place. So they're at 12 degrees, 34 minutes of Leo. You'll need to find where that is in your chart. So a new moon, often referred to as a no moon, is because we cannot see the moon, right? Because the sun blinds us from the moon, right? So now, this is a Leo, the archetype of the playful child, the jovial spirit, happiness, joy, all of those things that are connected to the heart, the circulation, obviously, of the blood, but also then the circulation of those things, that bring us happiness and joy and contentment and playfulness. This is the spirit of the energy of this new moon. It is here aspected by Jupiter. Both Jupiter and Mars are aspecting it, so bringing extra emphasis. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, also another planet, a benefic of joy, of faith, of spirituality, helping this energy here in Leo, helping expand it, helping to bring a greater sense of faith. But then there's Mars here too, and Mars is our drive, our will. So these things are involved all in this new moon, helping push this forward. And then lunation cycle is 2 weeks between a new moon and a full moon, and then a full moon and a new moon. So this energy, anything that being launched under this new moon is being done with this energy. And this energy imprint will last for 2 weeks, but then also into the 6 months forward. Other things I do notice about this, again, if you watch my last video on the full moon, the last full moon cycle on July 21st in Capricorn, I had talked about some interesting patterns, and one of the patterns is still here, obviously, because these planets Neptune that are involved in it, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, are still making a trine with each other. So that energy is present here. And another energy that is really, really present in this chart is the energy of, again, a yod that involves Neptune. So for more on that, just refer back to that full moon video that I did 2 weeks ago. Another energy that's really present in this chart is a yod, where Venus is the apex, and it involves that same Neptune and that same Pluto. So these two planets, Neptune and Pluto, in harmonious aspect to one another, flowing to one another, are asking us to look at deception, look at illusion. Because Neptune deals with deception and media. Well, it deals with media in the sense that is the illusory part of media. It's photography, it's the cinema, it's anything visual, and the visual representation as we see in the media. So looking for illusion that way. And Pluto, because Pluto digs for the truth. It's the underground influence, and it wants us to excavate for that truth within ourselves and around us. And as it applies to media, because this is here, this is Neptune in Pisces dealing with, Pisces itself doesn't deal with media, but it does, again, deal with the illusory aspects that we see being portrayed to us over our screens, the TVs, our smartphones even, because that is the realm, the Piscean realm and the Neptunian realm of bringing information through in a visual way through, again, illusion, right? Cinema, photography, videography. So that's what I see here. And then the apex is here, and it's Venus in Leo. Now, Venus in Leo, with Venus here as the apex of that yod, the energy is from these two planets, one that wants truth and one that likes illusion, being focused down here to Venus. And she's asking, well, Venus loves beauty, harmony, peace. And for me, this is balance and peace, finding the balance, finding the truth, getting to that equilibrium point through all of this mess all of the mess of the illusion that's being portrayed to us and the lies that are being construed, going within, finding our own truth within this, our own harmony, our own balance point, and our own what we can be at peace with within us, and having all those illusions fed to us, getting to that truth and getting to that peaceful place within us, that serenity, that harmony. That's how I see that. And the things about this chart too that I really would like to point out is I'd like to point out the next lunation cycle, which I'll go into more depth in a couple of weeks when it's happening. The next lunation cycle, 2 weeks from now, is on August 19th, the Aquarius full moon. Now, this full moon, which I will go into more depth, and I only want to touch upon one thing because I want to show you this cycle and how it will project out. So this cycle here, we have the full moon where the sun always opposes the moon. Okay, so in this full moon here, what is happening here is there is a T-square happening with Uranus. Uranus is the planet of uncertainty, of what we cannot expect, what we cannot predict, eccentricity, unplanned events. Now, at this point, Uranus is still in direct motion. It will go retrograde September 1st, but for now it's still in direct motion, and this is a T-square. So there's polarizing effect here always between whatever planets are in opposition. So that's the sun and the moon. That's our emotions, and that's our our active principle, our vital principle here of the sun. And then the square, both of them squaring off to Uranus. Now, this is a time to watch for within our own bodies. And again, if you go back to the video I did 2 weeks ago on the full moon in Capricorn, I talked about our nervous system. And I talked about how right now there's so much stimulation in so many ways coming at us that it's really important for us to step back. It's important for us to ground. Nervous system regulation is important. Doing what you need to do to stay very calm, balanced, right? That Venus I spoke about before, she wants your balance, she wants your harmony. And then these two planets here are still in square, and then it's squaring to, obviously, like I just said, to the sun and Mercury combined here together, and then the moon. Now, this is important. Obviously, it's important for all of us to maintain our own sense of equilibrium, our own sense of sanity, our own sense of well-being within self. And it's paramount, obviously, to good health and to staying, like I said, grounded. But it's going to be even more important as we move on, because I'm going to show you the next chart I want to show you this is 6 months out, because the moon that we're having now, the new moon in Leo, the next time there's a lunation cycle in Leo is 6 months out. It's always that way. 6 months to the next lunation of that moon, and it's the full moon. This full moon will happen on February 12th, 2025. So right now, today, on the 4th of August, we have the moon and the sun here together in Leo, but now the moon is here and the sun is opposing it. And this moon and sun are still squaring off here with this Uranus. So this is going to be a repetitive cycle. The good thing that I can see, the thing that is good about this is that is not as exact as the one on August 19th of this year. On August 19th of this year, it is exact at 27 degrees. But this one is off of a degree. So it's not going to be as probably tense, but it is an opportunity. And this is the way I'm seeing this. This is an opportunity for whatever is happening, because remember, again, go back to that video. I asked my clients, and I'm asking you to start taking notice of the patterns that are happening in your life. I have the idea that the universe, God, the divinity, whomever it is, whatever it is that you have faith in and that you believe in, whether that's your higher self or a divinity outside of yourself, always presents us with opportunities to do again, to go back over areas of our lives that we thought perhaps we didn't do well enough, perhaps we didn't understand well enough, or we reacted rashly or boldly, right? So this is going to happen, and it's going to go not quite over the same area to the degree, but yes, the same area in terms of the area of your chart that it's happening. So this moon is going to come to fullness 6 months out, and 6 months out from now is when we can see, and that T-square is still here, right, between the moon, the sun, and Uranus. But like I said, there's not as much, it's not as exact, so it's not going to be as tense. But it's going to still be there, and it's going to be an opportunity to go back over this area and an opportunity for you to look at this again. If in the next few weeks, month out, perhaps after that full moon, if there is any type of reaction, something that happened that perhaps you're not that proud of, perhaps you feel like you overreacted or something came at you, blindsided you. That's what Uranus does. Uranus will blindside us. Uranus will blindside us. So we just want to make sure that we're not. So here we are again. I'm just showing you this new moon again. So again, going back to the energy right now. This energy right now is very playful. Use this time to play. Use these next 2 weeks to play, to have fun, to relax. It's going to be individual in your chart. I cannot at this time do sign to sign breakdowns, but I will be starting those soon for you. But for you, just find the house that it relates to, and just know right now that there's this energy here of us wanting really to connect to our hearts, to our creativity, to a sense of well-being, and just spreading this love, this heart, this energy, and to go about in the next 2 weeks this way of this energy and trying to find balance, trying to stay calm through the craziness that is going to come at us, especially as we go through the rest of this year into next year. And just keep that with you. Just keep that in your back pocket. Just try to remember. Okay, beloved souls, I know this was a quick one, and I'll be back soon for more breakdowns, and I'll be doing another one in 2 weeks for the full moon. Stay blessed, beloved souls. I love you all. I'll see you on the next video.